Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review Smothered, horror's greatest icons as you've never seen them.
Directed by John Schneider, starring Kane Hodder, Bill Moseley, and R.A. Mihailoff, Smothered is about a group of horror icons that are sick and tired of the convention that they're at because they're not making any money off of their autograph signings, and they get a deal that they can't refuse. They hop in an RV and they head down to an RV park to haunt the guests for the rest of the weekend. So what do we like?
This film has a strong cast. They actually have real horror icons. It's not just them making up the actors. They actually went out, got the actors, and had them kind of play themselves, which was entertaining in that sense.
That was probably one of the funniest parts about this film, was just like the irony between the characters. Even R.A., whose Leatherface ends up playing like this big weird guy that's cuddling a dog the whole time. So it was interesting to see the contrast in their screen characters and their real lives.
And I felt R.A. did a great job because there's one scene where he's in character and he's scaring people and he's looking tough and intimidating, and then just like a blink of the eye and he's this scaredy cat. So I felt his acting was probably the best on screen, flip-flopping between characters.
I'm not gonna spoil too much, but while our horror icons are at the RV park, there's another murderer that's hunting them, and when they get killed, we see some decent special effects.
And for those of you looking for some nice eye candy, Brea Grant looked stunning in this film, and though her boobs may have been fake, you still got to see them, and that was nice.
Now, what didn't we like? As much as I wanted to like this film, and as much as we enjoyed the trailer when we did our trailer reaction, it's terrible. It's an absolute train wreck. I don't think that anyone's really going to enjoy it. And there's a few reasons for that. The biggest reason is that the comedy is really, really bad and cringeworthy, and it's obviously dated.
What's your name, sweetie? I'll get these started for you.
Just your name and number 3. I'm gonna sell them on eBay.
It has a good concept. You're taking horror icons, playing themselves, and putting them in a situation that their on-screen characters would be faced in. That is something that could be well executed. This film just doesn't do it at all. And even them making fun of their on-screen characters, it may be funny to them as an inside joke, constantly working the conventions, but we don't get that, so it's not gonna be as funny.
Which is strange because this movie seems to be made for horror fans. We are horror fans. We know the characters, we know the actors, and we know their library. Yet doing all these little jokes that the average horror fan might not quite get, we got and still didn't think they were funny. And so I don't know who this is for, because we actually did watch this movie with two people that aren't horror fans, and they didn't find it funny either. Not only was the humor bad, but the editing and the whole structure of the story was absolutely awful. For some reason, they had timelines within different timelines, so you had no idea what the fuck was happening at any moment in this film. It's like they show us the very ending of the movie at the beginning, which is already a pet peeve of mine, but then they show you the first 20 minutes of what happens. Then they skip back 5, jump forward 10, and back another 5. It just continues this way to the point that you don't even know what the fuck is happening, even though you know exactly what's happening.
I felt when they edited this movie, they shot it all, put all the scenes up on a wall, and had John Schneider like blindfolded with a dart and be like, scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, and that's how the editor put it together. And they didn't play to the character's strengths, which was really weak, because we've said it before, and I'll say it again, Bill Moseley, best guy to ever run off and just say like a 5-minute monologue. They did not utilize Bill Moseley's acting potential. This guy's got chops, and we didn't see it in this film.
One thing we did neglect to mention in the likes is Kane Hodder.
We are the biggest stars in the biggest horror films in the history of horror films, and we can't give our pictures away.
Kane Hodder did a great job portraying himself, but like Bill Moseley, they didn't give him anything to work with. He delivered what he was supposed to and what his character was supposed to deliver, and he did that well. But I don't think he had any jokes in the whole movie, which is odd for a lead character in a comedy film. Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings. Smothered is the biggest disappointment of 2016 and one of the bigger disappointments in any horror comedy that I've ever watched. This movie didn't deliver one solid joke throughout its entirety. The editing was an absolute disaster, and I can't imagine that anyone is really going to give this a high rating. And that's really upsetting to me because I like the cast, and I don't want to disrespect them, but this movie is garbage. They did their roles well, but it was written terribly, directed and edited horribly, and I do not recommend this whatsoever. So I'm gonna give this half a Casey Jones mask out of 5.
Smothered was definitely a letdown. If you want the actors, you want Kane Hodder, you want Bill Moseley, you want all of them in a film together doing what they do best. And this film does not have it. This film has terrible jokes, terrible references, and the kills were not even that good. The story was all over the place, the editing was terrible. Like, to me, it's depressing because there's such a strong concept here, there's so much potential, and it was just wasted. I really hope someone else goes out there and does this right, takes every horror icon, puts them in a film that's something the fans can really enjoy. And this film is not for the fans, it's not for the average moviegoer, it's for nobody. So don't watch this film. And with that being said, I'm gonna give this 0.5 killer clowns out of 5.
Thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on Smothered. If you want to see it, there is a link in the description where you can find it, but I don't recommend it. And to piggyback off what John said, taking all these horror icons and making them do what they do best is exactly what's gonna happen in Death House, which is hopefully coming soon and is being shot right now. More on that coming soon. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay updated with everything Bloodbath and beyond.